Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. You hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right, man.
All right, man. Oh, yeah, it took a little time, man. Or sometimes,
Yeah, I did, man.
yeah, sometimes people be having
Yeah.
trouble with that. I need to find a better way. It's the only way I got to record it right now. But yeah,
Yeah,
man. So
man.
so let's go and get started, man. Tell the people who you are and where you from, and let's go. Let's get to know you.
Name Mike Scoggin, man. I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah.
All right. So how was it growing up in Shreveport? Like back in your day, man. Like
Shreveport,
how was
Shreveport,
Shreveport?
Shreveport, pretty good, man. The only thing, you got bad, good and bad sides. You got the bottoms. You got the bottoms. You got um, Motown. You got um, Queensboro. You got all them different places, man. Just like you got the Boulder Strip and stuff, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like during your time in Shreveport as a kid, man, like were you getting in trouble already, or was you like a good kid? Like,
Uh,
go ahead.
Yeah, I got a little trouble, man. Right, I thought, like everybody else when I was younger, man, going to high school and stuff. I thought I knew everything I needed to know. So I
Mm-hmm.
dropped out of high school and then joined the service when right after I was 18. A couple of months
Yeah.
I turned 18, I joined the service, and then not too long after the service, you get caught up in things, that get caught up, and then I caught a charge, man, and between Bossier and Shreveport, between Caddo and Bossier Parish.
Mm-hmm.
Wound up catching 20 year sentence, man. And
Okay, so
they
let's
sent
talk
me
about that.
they sent me
Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Was that your first charge, or
yeah, yeah. That's my first file, man. Yeah, first
first?
charge I ever got, man. It pretty well was like it was you know, what's said and done, I had enough charge to carry 2 lives and 115 years, man.
Dang.
You know?
So tell us what
Yeah.
happened, man.
Well, got caught up, man, and this other dude, man, and wound up getting 20 on an armed robbery charge.
Yeah. So
And
okay, so you're. Oh, go ahead.
that back in 1982, man. I fell in 1982. I was 21 years old, man.
All right, so let's talk about
Yeah.
that, man. What led you up to doing that, and was that like your first one, or like what led you to coming from the service to doing armed robberies?
Well, it was saying, like I had a father, had a
Mm-hmm.
power partner, and doing the thing, man, where man, making bad decisions. You think you should have made a different decision what you made, and then you can't change it, man. You just got to roll with it, you
Yeah.
know. And well, I know, and I was in the parish, man. They sent me straight from the parish straight to Angola. I didn't go nowhere else, man.
Damn.
I went straight from the parish straight to Angola, you know.
Yeah.
Then when I
Okay.
got
So
there, man, they sent me.
yeah, but I want to get into like what led you up to doing the robbery. Like there's a lot of kids and stuff out the thinking they trying to do the same thing and end up doing the same thing. So I want to know what was going through your mind. Like what uh what got you to start doing robbery? Like did you need anything, or were
Man,
you
it
just
was
being
like
young and dumb?
it was mostly on him, man. Um, I had a call, man. Next thing I know, this girl out there, man, and stuff, and and I don't, man. You can't, you want, they want to do him, man. I said, no, you can't do that, man. Some things in this world you can't do, man. You know,
Yeah.
and I got caught up in an armed robbery, and I had kidnapping and everything else in there, man.
Damn. So
Had kidnapping charge and stuff.
was you like on the run for a couple while, or did it happen so fast that
Well,
you
yeah,
know?
for a little bit, man, just for a few days, man, and you know, and you wear on your conscience, bro. It's on your
Yeah.
conscience, man. And then we got called up, man, and you know, and back and forth going to court and everything, and then finally I got caught out to 20 years, man.
How much time
I
was you
caught out
looking
at
at
20
before?
years.
How much time was you looking at before you caught your 20 years? Like how much time was they telling you, like your lawyers and
Two,
stuff?
two lives, and 115 years.
Okay, so a young man at 21, what's going through your mind when you hear 2 life sentence plus extra years, man? Like,
You gone. You gone.
yeah,
Ain't no, ain't no something there. You gone.
yeah.
And
Did all you try to give?
just,
Did you give up, or
no,
did
I
you still
couldn't.
want to fight?
You can't give up, man. You give up, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
I had yeah, I had man, I had you can't give up, man. You give up, look, just like people on death row and stuff, man. You can't give up, because if you give up, that's it, man. Where there's life, there's hope, man.
Yeah.
Where there's life, there's hope. Where there ain't no life, there ain't no hope.
Mm-hmm.
So
So how much
you got
time did your file partner get?
you got the same. We're all about
Same.
got the same. There.
Mm. So I wanted to ask you, did either one of
Yeah.
y'all think about telling on each other or anything like that? Because that's what happened most of these days, man. People like, man, 2 licenses. I can't do 2 licenses,
Yeah, right.
especially.
Yeah, now we both, we wrote it out, man. And we wrote it out, and wound up, they gave plea bargain.
Mm-hmm.
They plea bargain on the 20,
Yeah.
on the 20, and then that's back and forth between the different parishes and stuff. And then when I did go down, they got Hunt. Hunt is ARDC,
Mm-hmm.
Adult Receiving Processing Center, is at Hunt's. And then when I get down there, I wasn't even down there for even. Usually they leave you down there for 2 weeks. I was
Mm-hmm.
there for a week, and they had me on the first thing smoking, the LSP, Louisiana State Penitentiary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, did you hear any stories about Angola? Like, because I know around the 80s
Oh
that was the
yeah,
worst time.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I had my in-law's father. He did some time down there. And I knew some other people done some time down there. And
Mm-hmm.
that place ain't never been no joke. It's always been the most violent, worst prison in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. There's a
Yeah.
reason why it's like that. See, like uh uh San Quentin and other places, they got cell blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Where, and then also in between about every 5 cells, you got a gate for crowd control. In case you have riots or something.
Mm-hmm.
Angola ain't like that. The main prison, man, it's got you got 60 people to a dorm. All right, and
Mm-hmm.
then you got 4 dorms, just what they call the wild side. The main prison complex,
Mm-hmm.
you got 4 units there. You're looking at about you're looking at about you're looking at about almost 2,000 people, man. And
Yeah.
what they're doing, and out of them, out of Angola, it cared about 5,500 people. Out of them
Mm-hmm.
5,500 people, over 5,000 of them ain't never going home again. You know, the
Yeah.
mutate, and they bust some doors open, man. You got all 2,000 them people running loose all at one time. They bust all them doors open all at one time. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like go for what you know. You go. They don't. They just back then. It didn't. When I was down there, they came in there, man, and Ross Maggio, when I'm coming there, and he wanted to go straighten the place out and everything. He cut down on the killing and everything, man.
Mm.
But there was a time, when I first went down there, there was at least a couple of people getting killed every
Every
day,
day.
man,
Mm.
every day.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about your first day getting there, man. Like, it's your first time in prison. Explain, like, walk us through that.
Well, they go down there, man. You get first got down there. You go through a little. They got a little, receiving thing down there, and they ask you one. They say, so you got any enemies down here? I ain't never been. I ain't got nobody. I don't even know nobody down there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so I go down there, and he said, oh, you got no enemies? Like, and Pine 3, Line 3. That was the very first place I went to. Pine Unit was a Pine. See, like on the main prison, all the dorms are named after trees. You got pine, walnut, hickory, and
Mm-hmm.
oak. On the other side,
Mm-hmm.
they got like a trustee side, got magnolia, cypress, spruce, and cypress, magnolia, spruce, and one more. I can't think of the other name of it. It's all after trees. Then you
Mm-hmm.
got all your out camps, but you know, um, Pine 3 was the dorm I was going to. Pine Unit, Dorm 3, and then Line 3 was a farm line I went out in. And at that time, man, you went out there in that field, and cotton season, man, you gonna get, if you don't get 100 pounds a day, then you be out there on the weekends trying to make up what you didn't get during the week. Ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
worse than sitting there going out in that field, man, and everybody else, chilling in the dorm or kick back, listening to radio and stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it
So, do everybody have to put time in the field?
yo, yeah, when you get down there, yeah, everybody got to put time in the field unless you got some kind of duty status, some kind of medical reason. But then you got people that you do stuff, man. You got certain people, man, that excuse me. Um, we had like a dude they call Nub, man. He had one of his arms cut off, man, because he want to shoot spit into his arm and stuff, man. He didn't want to go to the field, so they cut
Mm-hmm.
his arm off so he get his duty status. And they had they got high riders, the guards and stuff. You got
Mm-hmm.
somebody to oversee the line. You got I remember they got several of them. The worst one was probably Augustine. They call him Augie Doggy, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And he all day long, man. He talks shit all day long, man. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
turn it, burn it. Do like the white boy do. You can't take it, break it. Do like the white boy. And what you do is you take and see you break your thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know that's how you get at your duty status, man. Or they take the battery, the acid out of the battery, and put on their foot and stuff, and make burn places, man. Then you lay out on duty status for a while. You don't go to the field for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then like I say, whenever they stopped the electric chair, when they stopped using electric chair and went to the lethal injection, well,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted you got both technical institutes there at Angola. They I took up painting body, man. That's my profession. Auto painting and body work.
Mm-hmm.
They have metal fabrication too, and they had sent a thing to the metal fab. They wanted them to make the gurney for the lethal injection bed. Well,
Yeah.
they look at it and say, no, man, we ain't doing this. That was back in I'm thinking 88 or 89. They changed that over, to where
Mm-hmm.
they did away with the electric chair,
Yeah.
and they then but it was something, man, because like whenever they do an execution back in the day, whenever they did the execution, they have to have all the power up on the hill where the electric chair and stuff at. So for a few seconds, excuse me, for a few seconds, man, the dome would go dark, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody say they done fire those sparky up.
Mm-hmm.
They fire those sparky up, and that they had no kind of everything canceled. That's for out of respect for execution and stuff. Have no call outs and stuff. I can tell you, I mean, not out of all the executions. And then when they started the lethal injection, them dudes said, "Man, we ain't gonna stop, we ain't gonna make the ejection bed because we ain't gonna make that injection bed because, we ain't put the thing that, put the other do with people to death.
Mm-hmm.
So they bucked, man. I got locked up in that too, because I refused to go out of the field because, out of respect for them other people, they they had a buck. Well,
Yeah.
then they decided, man, they would send it out to contract it out, so they had other people do it, man. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, it, I'm real lucky. I'm real lucky, man, that I didn't become institutionalized, man. I did 11 years, man, day for day, you know.
Man.
And at first, when I first got locked up, I was doing 2/3, which is 13 years and 4 months on a 20. But
Mm-hmm.
then they changed it over by my by me having you do so long in the past stuff, all that time doesn't compute the same, So I
Yeah.
wind up having 11 flat years, before I discharged,
Mm.
and at first I couldn't go a week without having to write up for some kind of disciplinary action.
Yeah.
And then and I remember going to business share one time with Mama down there, and they had that picnic business out there. If you keep your record straight for a year
Mm-hmm.
without a write up, you can get you can apply for a picnic visit. My mama then she would ask me about, well, who them people out there, Mike? Who them people? People out there. I said, them other inmates. I said, yeah, man. She said, well, can you get a picnic visit? I said, yeah, if I go a year without a write up and stuff.
Yeah.
My mom said,
Yeah.
what month is this? And I said, what month it is. She said, 1 year and 1 month from today. She said, I want to be out there having a picnic visit.
Mm-hmm.
That miles, man. And believe one thing, man. 1 year and 1 month from that
Oh.
day, we was
Yeah.
out there having that picnic visit, man. You
Yeah,
know,
man. You got to.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So,
You know,
um, how long was you like you said you booked and stuff like that? How long did they lock you up and stuff like that? And what kind of conditions was
well,
that?
man, lockdown now, they have what's called a booth cell. BOOTH, a booth cell.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a, it's got a little. It's like you can't tell whether it's daylight or dark, man. You don't know
Mm.
what time of day it is because the only way you know what time of day or night it is by the trays they come into the thing, man. And
Mm-hmm.
other than that, you don't know what thing it is or not. They can leave you in them things. I've been in the booth cell for like 30, 60 days at a time.
Yeah.
And where you learn, man, that you get along with yourself better than you do anybody. You
Yeah.
know, and that's where where you got time to where you can reflect on everything, man. You got to
Mm.
reflect on your do's, your don'ts, and stuff, man. And man, one time, man, I had the guy slept next to me, man, and he slept next to me for over a year. We didn't talk to each other. We didn't even speak a word. The only time we ever spoke, everything words we ever passed between each other was one time at mail call, man. I had my headphones on. I didn't hear say nothing about mail call. He
Mm-hmm.
just come out of my bed, man. He's going he's at his bed. He just waved his hand, and tell me I had a mail, had a letter in the mail, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got down there, have people down there trying to do life citizen, man. And you throw it away for life. That ain't no joke, man.
Yeah.
You done time before, man?
Yeah, I did a couple years,
You did,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Um, Louisiana totally different, man. Because especially Angola, because it's self-supporting. It didn't ask for no outside help, man. They got the mattress pad, they got everything down there, man. They
Yeah.
have the farm lines and stuff. They grow everything down there you can think about growing and come up out of the ground. And then they
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of LSU, Louisiana State University have they started a program down there, and one of the things was they tried to do was they grow watermelons and cantaloupes and stuff up on tomatoes, cucumbers up. They grow them up on a fence,
Yeah.
you know. That way there, they lay on the ground. You didn't have to turn them over or nothing. You go to that man, and, you out there and you pick on, You got to go. You go out there and go to work every day, man. You don't, then
And so
they
for them whole 11 years, you had to work in the fields, or just for like a period of time?
no man. I had like I say, I messed around there and did a year without no write up. Then you can if you can do 90 days without a write up, you can apply for a job. But
Mm-hmm.
I had I remember colonel I had, man. He think I was trying to pull off something, man. I did first 90, apply for a job, and
Mm-hmm.
he said, I tell you what, Mike. He said, you give me another 90 clean, that's 180 days, man. That's 6 months clean without a write up. He said, you
Yeah.
give me another 3 months. He said, I give you a job. I guarantee you I give you a job.
Yeah.
And so I said, oh, all right, man. So I did another 30 days, did another 90 days clean. And yeah, I got a job. I got a bathroom orderly job, man. Which it don't
Mm-hmm.
matter. You ain't got to go no field, no matter. You got all different kinds of jobs. Then I got a kitchen job too.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in the kitchen, man. I worked, dorm orderlies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, it hell joke, man. Angola's it's a whole different ballgame than them other places, man.
So
18,000 acres.
yeah. So basically, you saying it was guys in there that were willing to cut their arm off and break stuff just not to go in that field.
Oh
So it
man,
was that bad.
yeah, they say. And I know one time, man, he got to do what they call him dead eye because he took a piece of cotton, a piece of stick,
Mm-hmm.
the cotton thing, and stuck it, put his own eye out, man. You
Man,
know, yeah,
man, bro.
take his own eye out, man, to keep him going in the field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he put his own eye out, man.
See, that's the type of
Yeah,
stuff I want these youngsters to hear, man, because I don't think they know about that part of prison, bro. Like, you gonna have
no,
to be in the
man.
field, and you gonna have to, you basically a slave, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, and they don't, and and I remember, man, I almost first got down there. Oh, dude said, man, I'm out there, man. We cut. You know what a disc blank blade is, or a Kaiser blade?
Yeah.
Well, we using them, man, cutting grass and the thing
Mm-hmm.
from can to can all day long out in the field slinging that sling blade.
Yeah.
Well, oh, dude said, hey, man, this shit here ain't about nothing, man. He said, man, you ain't got to do this. You don't want to. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, man, just take that blade and just sling it. And when the man come up on the thing, just tell him you don't want to work in the field no more.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I do that. So I go, and they ride me out, man. They call. I go to the dungeon, to lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to court, the man said, you ain't been in there that long. He said, man, you got aggravated work offense, uh, aggravated defiance, everything. He said,
Mm-hmm.
what make you do that? I said, yeah. He said, man, dude told me, he said, all I got to do is throw that sling blade and I ain't got to work no more. He said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they left out the part that told you that you'll work again, but you're going to be in the dungeon. You being locked down. And then they got
Mm-hmm.
Camp J. That's extended lockdown.
Yeah.
That's you in that cell 23 hours a day. You don't get out of 1 hour, and that's to take a shower and have your rec on the tier, and that's it. Other than that,
Mm-hmm.
you 23 hours in that cell, man. You know, and
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
man, and then there's something like you down there, man. Like anywhere, man. You can't you got dudes get out there in that water, man, and you can't hit them nothing, man. You can't hit them because you gonna have the same fate, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't you live with that, man. I call them, you got them demons and dragons, man, that come to you in your sleep at night, man.
Yeah.
That won't let you sleep because, you thinking about what you should have, could have, would have done, what you should have
Mm-hmm.
done different. But at the time, man, you got to make a split second decision, man, and it could it could be right or wrong.
Yeah.
And it don't matter, man. You can't there's certain things, guidelines stuff like you locked up, man. You can't just you know, there's certain rules and things you go by, man, that you know, um you can't you got to ride your own. He like I remember one guy got killed one time. The guy got killed and they come in there and make everybody catch a bed, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked everybody where they was at when the guy got killed.
Yeah.
58 people said they was in the shower. They ain't got but 4 shower stalls, right?
Yeah.
And old dude said, he said, man, he said, really, I just another one more thing dead. He
Yeah.
said, I don't care about the old dude being dead. He said, I just want to know one thing. How 58 of y'all got up in that showers at the same time? That's what I want to know. You
Yeah.
know, that's how it go though, man. You
Yeah.
see, you can't see, man.
Right. What some
And
things you seen happen to snitches, man? Like somebody that snitched or got found out they snitching though. Like what happened to them people?
shit, they ain't around no more. But like, remember time, man, this old dude, man, they told he got to catch in the H, man. That's where you get your shit and you go out there and you throw down out there in the H, man. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time, man, the old dude, man, they told the old dude, man, had it stuck when he come out there, when they wrecked the doors back, had it on his mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, old dude, man, I remember we going to lunch, man, and I ain't been out of that long, and you could hear, man. Only I heard, man, that dude done took 2 knives and taped them around his hands, man. He there was 3 of them. There was 3 against that one dude there, man. He
Mm-hmm.
and you know, um, you can't be stunting, man.
Mm-hmm.
And um, they said, man, they told him they still had on his mind. Well, they wasn't thinking that homeboy wasn't faking Jake, man. He wound up killing 2 of them, man, and the other one he put in a wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and he was they had a little fence between the main yard, main prison, and the infirmary, They got a
Mm-hmm.
little walk in between there. Well, that dude, every yard call, man, he'd go out there and he taunt him, He'd tell him, he'd ask him, said, say, man, said, tell him who put you in that wheelchair, And that's what he do. That's how they pass their time, man. Mess with each other like that, It's raw,
Mm-hmm. What happened to
and
somebody if they catch a charge like if they kill somebody in prison? Like do they get charged or do
well,
they just go to the hole?
well, it kind of depends, man. They have to have, because ain't none of y'all, ain't nobody credibility no better than nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Either, it has to be like, and you ain't going to take and, you know, I ain't, and you probably wouldn't, man. It could be somebody or something get killed. You ain't gonna say, well, yeah, I go to court and testify that I seen homeboy killing.
Yeah.
You know, they
Mm-hmm.
just they have to have either it has to be a free person there, somebody that's a guard or something from there
Mm-hmm.
has to witness it, or you have to have like at least two other people, you know, to go to court and say what they do is like most times if somebody kills another inmate, they just spend like they might spend say maybe a year at Camp J in extended lockdown. You know,
Yeah.
that's about that's about the extent of it.
Yeah.
And at that, man, they ain't gonna they ain't gonna it don't ain't nothing really. You kill somebody. It ain't about nothing. You know,
Yeah.
they kill somebody. It
I
just
interviewed a guy named Wop. I don't know if you know him. I think he was down there by the time you were down there. He was a boxing coach, supposed to be like a boxing legend.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
he told
know.
me. Go ahead.
I remember they had a couple of people that now they had they had certain you got your weight classes.
Mm,
Weight classes when in boxing you got your weight classes And they had two guys. One of them they called him Nile, man, because he was juvenile when he went down there.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 16, 17 years old when he went there.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had other dude. He was out of New Orleans, man, out of the Ninth Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Bernard Matthews, man. And I remember they used to fight back and forth, when whatever it was, weight class, they was in midweight or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they fought back and forth. They trade off the titles and stuff. And remember Bernard got out, man, and he went pros. And he
Yeah.
had I don't know how many professional fights, man, but he had no losses, no
Yeah.
draws, no losses, all the win column. I
Yeah.
remember seeing they had given an interview in Boxing Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And man said you ain't got no draws and no losses. All he had was a win column. He said,
Yeah.
I don't need no loss column, man. He said, I don't need no loss column.
Right.
But he was a tough dude, man. He was out of I don't know. I remember keeping up with him. Like I said, I've been out, man. March March would be I'll be out 30 years, man. I got
Man,
out in 1993, man. You
congratulations,
know,
man, for staying out too.
thank you, man.
Yeah.
But knock on wood, man. And
Yeah.
like I say, man, the only thing that kept me from still being down there with my mom and Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Kept me from being. Then I remember I was about I was probably about maybe about 4 years short or something like 3.5, 4 years short. And when my mother asked you something, it was
Mm-hmm.
always a loaded question. Like she already know she done done all her background work and everything on what she finna ask you. She
Yeah.
said, because I can say I dropped out of high school. I messed around, got me a GED or something, but I ain't had no pliable skill. My mama, she came down and said, Michael said, what you gonna do when you get out?
Mm-hmm.
And I told my mom, I don't know. She said, boy, you better start thinking about it. I said, because you already got, 3 or 4 strikes against you. You've been in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got no pliable skill. So she told me, she said, they got schools down here. You need to try to get some kind of school, trade school. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
went. I went and got paint and body, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, I had got my diploma stuff from the Votech school.
Yeah.
And that really saved me because then that had me. I had a trade. Then when I got out, if you ain't got no trade, and and you dropped out of high school, you know how far down you're gonna be on that list of people to give you a job.
Right.
You're gonna be way on down there, man. You
Now,
know,
I wanted to ask you. Now, if you didn't get that trade, do you think you would have ended up going back to prison?
probably, probably because uh, that's about the only thing that kept me. Louisiana don't have no or the pay rate in Louisiana is not. It's probably one of the lowest in the United States, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I I work about a lot of other places, man. I work for a company out of Minnesota, and
Mm-hmm.
I've worked for one of the very first jobs I got. I worked for Peterbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Peterbilt trucking
Yeah.
out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big plant, big Peterbilt plant. Well, UAW struck on Peterbilt, and they asked about people that painters and everything else. Well, I applied there. And they were guaranteeing $20 an hour. That was way
Ooh.
back in like about 95 or something like that. $20 an hour. Even now, $20 an hour is good money around here now.
Yeah.
Back then it was really good money. And then
Mm-hmm.
getting $50 a day. Well, I was in the cabs painting cabs there at Peterbilt. Man come down and said, anybody want to come to the frame department?
Mm-hmm.
No, nobody say nothing. I said, yeah, man, I go to the frame department. I don't care as long as I'm working, man, getting paid. Well, I get over there to the chassis department and they pay $2 more an hour. And also don't nobody come back there to chassis, man, because
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of messy. And
Yeah.
one thing about that, they paint with what's called electrostatic paint.
Mm-hmm.
The paint carries a positive charge, and the chassis is on a ground. It's connected to a ground charge, and
Mm-hmm.
so the paint it concoats, it sucks up around it, and you know, and if I hadn't had no kind of trade or nothing, only thing they got, most of what they got around here in North Louisiana is the oil field, you
Yeah.
know, and
It's
that
hard to get
that
on now.
that's some hard work right there, man. They ain't, yeah,
Huh?
and then it's on workover rigs, and now they might be paying $10 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and back then they wasn't paying but about $7, $8 an hour, for hands, floor hands and stuff,
Yeah.
and and the kids today, man. What advice I give somebody today that's
Mm-hmm.
trying to get out and get them a job or something? You can, if you can apply think about what you love to do. If
Mm-hmm.
you say you like to draw, or you like work on cars or something,
Mm-hmm.
get you a job that you can apply what you enjoy doing. That way, you'll get paid for what you love to do. It won't be like a job. It'll be like, you know, you'd be like going to work you get paid for what you love to do, man.
Yeah.
That'd be my advice for somebody young, because if you don't like what you're doing, man, you're just gonna be miserable.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna be miserable. If you I love to paint cars, man.
Mm.
I can paint. I've been painting a long time now, man. Shoot, I've
There's
been
good
painting
money in
what
there too, man.
almost, huh?
There's good money in there too.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Like you
And
said, if you love to do it, it'll never feel like work. Huh?
right, man. You get paid for what you like to do, and then it'll make the rest of your life and stuff. Your family stuff and all that. It'll make that all be a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Because like you say, if you don't like your job, man, you're just gonna be miserable at home, at the job, just be miserable in life.
Yeah.
And another thing too, man. Don't nobody hate drugs worse than a dope head, man. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've had my bouts with that too. You know,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
man.
if and you can go to all the rehab you want to, but if you don't want to quit, you ain't gonna quit. You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
if you
man.
don't, if you don't, yeah, if you don't want to quit, you ain't gonna quit. Then you
I, I
got,
I be
you
preaching that
know,
to my people on my channel sometime. I be preaching that like if they don't want to quit, they ain't gonna quit till they want to quit. Cause I had parents and stuff that was on drugs and stuff, so I know how it was, and like they ain't
yeah,
quit until they wanted to quit. Like you
that's
do
it.
everything you can, but until they want to do it, they ain't gonna quit.
That's right. They ain't, and you ain't gonna, you're not gonna, you're not gonna, yeah, if you don't, it's like, um, and all of them something different, man. So all of them is a different monster too, man. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
be it cracks something one thing, powder something, meth something else.
yeah,
Um, then if you get, and then worst ones are ones that's a doctor prescribed, man.
yeah.
Like the pain medication and stuff. They put you on pain medication, then they leave you on for so long, then they want to take you off of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and ain't
Yep.
nothing worth trying to pull no cold turkey off uh, them pain pills, man. 'Cause, they give them to you for a reason to begin with. You
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we kind of getting off the thing, man. But yeah,
No, go ahead, man,
um,
because people need to hear that, man.
yeah, they, that, the, they say drugs for people that can't handle reality. Reality, people can't handle drugs, you know. But
Mm,
the reality is, man, that in drugs, it's a cover up, man. It's just a just some smoke and mirrors or something, you know, we're gonna call it, man.
yeah,
It and you can't and they talk about, you know, you ain't got to go looking for it. You ain't got to go
yeah,
looking for it. It'll come find you, man. You know,
yeah,
it'll
yeah.
come find you and you know they got and when you like you when you can you just like when you locked up, man. That them days, them minutes turn into hours. You know, the hours turn into months or something. You know, it seems like you, especially when you're in isolation, when you ain't got nothing but a roll of toilet paper. You get a roll of toilet paper and a Bible. That's it. You know, that's all
Mm,
you allowed in there. And
yeah.
if you get a letter or something from the free world, they bring it up by your cell. They let you read it and take it and put it in your property, man.
Damn.
You know
Yeah,
that
man.
they ain't nothing hard. That you know you sit in, and they gonna stay. They stand right there while you read it. You know, you read
That's
it, look at
crazy.
the pictures. You get some pictures, or something. You sit, stand there, look at, read it, and then you hand it right back to them. They gonna put it in your property. You know,
Damn. That's crazy,
that's
man.
hard.
I wanted to
Yeah,
ask you, did did you have like a girlfriend or a wife or anything before you went to prison? And
yeah, yeah. I did, man. Yeah.
yeah, how was that?
Uh, well, I messed that up, man. Yeah, see, we got married when we was young, you know, and then it was about I was about maybe like I said about 4 or 5 years short, and my mother used to set up, you know, because the distance between Shreveport to Angola,
Mm-hmm.
they would, you know, you can sign up for like a special visit or something, especially somebody come from out of state or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they come down there, you know, and she tell me about how she was gonna, you know, come move that down here from Oklahoma. She'll move down here and you know, get us a place and just work and have it all set up when I got out. You know, well,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I've been locked up about going on almost 8 years. You know,
Yeah.
and I couldn't see that far ahead. So, you know, I, I was we was in the visiting shed, man, and I thought best thing for me to do, you know, she was telling me about how she what other things she's gonna do, and you know, you know, the house with a little white picket fence and everything, you know, little dog and little kids running around.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see that, man.
Yeah.
So about 45 minutes into, we had a special visit for about a 4 hour visit,
Mm-hmm.
and about 45 minutes into the visit, man, I got up and walked out the business shed, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it all would kill her, man. It drove her crazy because she thought that I didn't want her no more, man.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
that wasn't the case. I thought I was, you know, I was doing her a favor by, you know, I done took enough for life already. You know, I done took enough out away from my life already.
Yeah.
And but you know, I didn't. But when it come down to it, I didn't have the right to do that. It was her choice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if she wanted
Yeah.
to do that or not.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it that way. You know,
Yeah.
uh, I messed up big time. You know.
So I wanted to
Um,
ask you. Did you have any like serious altercations? Because you know, like they say, it was the worst prison, you know, in America at that time in the 80s. Did you have any life or death experiences in there?
oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. Every day, almost every day
Yeah.
you do, man. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I remember, you know, uh, somebody tell you don't lay down and go to sleep. Don't lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know them metal mop ringers, man. Metal mop ringers, and
Yeah.
you know you ring them mop it out with.
Yeah.
Then the dude told us, other dude, man, said, man, don't go to sleep. They, you know, we still on. Well, excuse me, he lay down, he go to sleep. That dude, like, he go up there to the front of the dormitory. he gets a mop bucket. He finna go mop his area, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He get down by his area. He takes that mop wringer up out of that bucket, man. That dude laying down asleep, you know.
Yeah.
And he hit him so hard in his chest, man, that it set him up in the bed, man. See, when he sit up in the bed, it
Yeah.
come crossways and hit him beside his head, man. And you know, right, he got down beating on him. He done hit him. I don't know how many times he hit him, man, but you know, they have the dorms down there. The dorms are probably they got like maybe 15-foot ceilings, you know, and about shoot about 12 foot of that is like the glass all the way around, you know, and the dormitories like
Yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
And at the top, you know, plexiglass. But man, they had he done hit that dude so much, man, it had blood flying off of him to the ceiling, man, you know.
Damn.
You
That's
know.
crazy, man.
And and you know, it's that's every day. That's every day.
Mm-hmm.
And things that, you know, that you think about is that I know dudes got I know one dude got stabbed with a free world knife, man, like a buck 110 knife.
Mm-hmm.
He gets stabbed with a buck 110. What does that tell you? You know,
Yeah, man.
that, that's
Yeah.
that's that. There's one way that knife got in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
there's one way that knife got in there,
Yeah.
and that's that one the guard brought it to him, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and shoot, you got. I mean, um, then if you like, that's I remember whenever that incident back down there in the '80s, man. Whenever dude had he was gonna, you know, they had this case all over with now. I talk about that because this case all over with now. But that certain guy had he had contracted out this hit on this federal magistrate. You know what a magistrate is? Like a similar to like
Yes,
a
sir.
judge, but they got a magistrate, a federal
Mm-hmm.
magistrate.
Mm-hmm.
They got way more scope than any kind of judge. Anything. Well, this federal magistrate had this thing on this guy, and they had a hit with the dude that took up the hit on him. He messed around there and ratted on the other dude. Well, the other dude put a contract out on him inside the penitentiary.
Mm.
Well, um, dude had to catch out, man. You know, he
Yeah.
wound up going to Wade there, and man, he inmates couldn't even bring him his food. The guards had to take him his food to him, you know, because
Mm.
his life wasn't worth nothing no more, you know. And
Damn. So they
you know,
starved him.
yeah, yeah,
Damn.
and you know, and I know they had you know, they made movies about everything. You know, that place they go. It says, you know, they only believe in spirits and stuff, man, but they got them down there, man. You can
Yeah.
hear people talking, screaming, hollering all the time, but day and night, man. Hear people
Damn.
walking, talking, there ain't nobody there. Especially, especially up in the death house where the electric chair and stuff's at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
you go in there, man. There's a you know, of course, there's a smell that never go away, man. The smell of death
Yeah.
that is always there, man. And
Damn.
you know, it's you know, people that if you take a life that you're not, you know, it's not yours to take,
Yeah.
that person's spirit can is about torment you, man. You can ask somebody that kill somebody on this or something
Mm-hmm.
that the spirit of the person they kill it come to them in their sleep and stuff, man. You know,
Yeah.
they torment them and stuff in their sleep. You know, they don't they I guess they got to be allowed to do that, man, because the person that took their life unnecessarily, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, man.
And I remember, you know, they had the guy that just recently he got out of Angola. He had done 30 something years, man. But it
Mm.
wasn't he didn't do it. He'd been trying to tell him for a long time he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But at that time, they didn't have no kind of DNA or nothing like that. Back when he fell back in the, I think he fell back in the late '60s.
Yeah.
You know, at
Mm-hmm.
that time, they didn't have no DNA or nothing, no kind of um, what that oh, man,
No
uh,
forensics and all that
what
stuff.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, forensics, yeah, none of that stuff back then. It's
Mm-hmm.
just if it could be hearsay, anything, or you look like somebody.
Yeah.
You gone and you can't. You know, once that, once you get, once you get, judged by them 12, man, that's it.
Yeah, man.
That's it. That's a wrap, man.
It's
You
over with
can't,
for
you can say all day long, because if you ask somebody, you know, the penitentiary full of people, it's full of people that ain't do it.
mm-hmm.
How many people that did the crime that they convicted of?
Yeah. So say it again.
How many people that did the crime they convicted of? Everybody gonna say, "Oh man, I didn't do that, man. They got me
Yeah, I ain't
bad,
do it.
man.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't do that,
Yeah,
man.
I ain't do it. They got me bad, man." You
Especially if
know?
you got too much time. Man, I ain't do that.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause, you know, um, it's hard to get back them letters, man.
Yeah.
Them letters hard to get back. Even with them years hard, but you get them letters, man.
Yeah.
Them letters really, really hard to get back, man. And it's the only way that ain't like I don't know if you get a death sentence, you get you get an appeal. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
all that is like a review to make sure that everything was followed. According to the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Um, and and a lot of times the only way we can give something back is like with a maybe with the jury instruction or something like that. Something
Yeah.
bad, something went down with the jury instruction. They didn't, with improper jury instruction or something like that. That can overturn a case. Other than that, you ain't gonna get no case overturned. Not no death sentence anyway. You know.
Man,
I remember the guy.
I interviewed a guy that had two death sentences. Um, but he ended up giving them back because it was something about self defense, but they had him plead out to like manslaughter or something like that, and he had to do like 20, 30 years, something like that. But he ended up getting off of it. So
Yeah.
but he,
Um.
you rarely hear that.
Yeah. Right. Well, I know a friend of mine. He got a life sentence in California,
Mm-hmm.
and see, and he was on death row in California. Well, UCLA, University of California, Southern California,
Mm-hmm.
UCLA, and there's a couple more colleges. They do what they do is they'll come down there to like San Quentin or something like that, the death row in San Quentin. What they
Mm-hmm.
do is they'll ask them if they can look at your case.
Yeah.
Well, then he has messed around there and got his thing overturned, man. Got his death sentence overturned and got him cut loose.
Yeah,
He said
man.
what it was something to do with he is supposed to have killed a state trooper or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he kept saying that it wasn't how it seemed, that the gun actually went off and it shot him. But
Yeah.
and the kids proved that in the court. They got his case and they do it for credit for college credits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they do that too here at I think
Yeah.
Tulane out of New Orleans,
Yeah.
Tulane University.
That was the same way old
Yeah,
dude that got off, man. The student lawyers. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They you know man, like, Louisiana got you can go down there and for every law they got an RS behind it. For revised statute.
Mm-hmm.
Almost every law has been it's been turned around or something. It's like I know you probably heard it. The Twinkie defense.
No.
That's
No, what's
where
that?
they say like Twinkie defense. We like to say um, they wasn't. they weren't in their right mind. You know that they when the thing occurs, almost like in the heat of passion. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
like they wasn't that time they wasn't they wasn't it was what's the term I'm looking for, man. But anyway, they get out money because um it was some other kind of mitigating circumstances that caused that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, Dad, I remember I had this man, bro. He was a little bit crippled, man, in his leg. Well, I didn't know what happened to him. He had little holes on each side of his kneecap, man. This true. I didn't tell you, man.
All right.
He said he was down in Angola back in the 20s, man, and he
Yeah.
he tried to run off or something, man. You know them big old barn nails about the size of your finger?
Yeah.
They took one of them on each side, run up under his kneecap, man. Left him there like that, and told him, said, "Now you run off."
Damn. That's
And
crazy.
yeah, it's rough, man. I mean,
And stuff like that
that
going
that
all the
right
time
there,
that we don't hear. Huh?
no, that's what you don't hear about, And then that's like that old dude, man. He had they wouldn't let him go to the field, man, because he was an escaper. Every time he go out to the field, he tried to run off, man. He'd been at it for a long while, man. And one time, I remember this was in the transcript. This ain't nothing I tell you that I heard about. This is what I read in transcript, man.
Yeah.
He was he was out there and he was make a fire for the got the corner guards, got the horses and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Camp C, Camp C is right down there along the river. That's the closest camp to the river. It's Camp
Mm-hmm.
C. He was working at Camp C, and he took him. And his great idea was he was gonna knock this horse out. So he'd take a two
Mm-hmm.
by four, the man sat up on the horse. He'd take and hit the horse upside the head with a two by four, knock the horse out. He'd take off running, right?
Yeah.
We get down there, get the driving down there, and this dude now, Burl Kane can tell you he was warden at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Burl came down there and he shot into the bushes, man. He said, "You still alive?" He said, "All right, man." I said, "I'm hit." He hit him in his leg, man, in his hip.
Mm-hmm.
He caught that 357 bullet in his hip, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then another time, I know they had talked about the guy was trying to escape and try to take the warden mama hostage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they shot him through jumped out of the truck, shot him in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all that documented, man. And they got that old saying, it ain't true, but they say it. Point Lookout, that's the cemetery down at Angola. They
Mm-hmm.
say that if you die there before your time, before you done set your time, they bury you standing up. Then after you get done doing your time, after your time would been up, they lay you down.
That's crazy,
That's a
man.
myth, man. That's a
I'm about
myth.
to say. Yeah, I'm about to say, man, that's
That's a,
crazy. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's an old saying, man.
But
I tell you, I wrote that. I
why
wrote that song, man.
why do
I
you
wrote
think?
it. I wrote it.
Uh, I wanted to ask you, why do you think? It's a lot of people got life there, man. How come you don't think it's a
But I
man?
think what?
How come you don't think it'd be like a
I
mass
can't hear you.
escape?
Uh oh. The phone just died, Michelle. Oh no. Oh no. What happened, here, man? Oh no.
I still see you. Are you gone now? Yeah. Can you hit the link again, or it won't let you?
Hey, man. Hello?
Yeah. Can you hit the link again, or it won't let you?
I don't know what you're saying. It ain't getting back online yet.
All right.
Uh,
Well, I appreciate you anyway, man. We got like an hour worth, so
really? Really? I know that all, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
What's your format, man? What's your program? What you trying to do, man?
I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stream it live, and people just go watch it, and I probably chop it up too. So that's basically what I do, man. I be interviewing a lot of people, man, because like you told me some stuff. Like I interview different people, and I hear new things every time. So
Yeah. And young kids, man, they need something, man. Nowadays, just I don't know. They man, they got no kind of direction or nothing,
yeah, man.
Are you on a podcast or? Just on broadcast on your YouTube. You
Yeah,
said broadcast sometime tomorrow.
yeah. I'm gonna see the link. I'm gonna text you the link to this number, and it'll go right to my YouTube channel, and you can watch it live with the people.
All right, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you.
What's the call?
Huh?
What's the name of it? What's the name?
Hot boy Jesse, man. Just type that in. You should see me.
All
Yeah.
right, man.
But I'll send you a link as soon as I get it uploaded and stuff.
All right, man. All right, appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right.
All right.